Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, Love Talk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. It's Friday. Friday, Friday. Yes, I did look up the women that are playing tonight at Firehouse 12. I think I'm gonna dig it. So hopefully the awards thing tonight for the bereavement folks will go well. I would imagine that they will wrap up by 9:30, 10, so they can have a full-on party and I could bounce up out of there after that, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see what else is going on. We're coming up on, I guess we don't call it Columbus Day anymore. We call it Indigenous Peoples Day or World Indigenous Peoples Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, which I think is that Monday? Indigenous Peoples Day is Monday. So that's a holiday. So I imagine we're not on air Monday. So I don't know. Are we not on air Monday, Nora? I think we have that day off. It's a holiday because nothing will be open. So, you know, we'll see. We shall see. Let me see. Oh, she's texting me because this girl will not get on air ever again in her life. Good question. I think we have it. I think we take this day off. I think we do. If not, I'm happy to be on. I've got indigenous poets, so I could do read some indigenous poetry. That's fine. I don't need it off. I'll be happy to be here. I don't know. When is Harry due back? I don't think Harry's due back till Tuesday, Wednesday. So, you know. So if it's on you, Nora, if you want to be rocking and rolling, let me know. You let me know, Nora. I do what you say do. Oh, he's back on Thursday. Oh, so you riding shotgun. So if you want Monday off, let's take it off. I'm good with that. I'm gonna still be working no way anyway, so you know. Okay. All right, girl. All right. Well then you know what? Let's rock Indigenous Peoples Day. I think we could do that. Let's rock some Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah, we'll see how we feel. Because sometimes, you know, Monday's a holiday can be more work than it ought to be, you know. And my drive time crowds ain't listening to me because they not driving into work. And so maybe we could play a show that we've already heard. I don't know. We'll see. I'll decide at the end of this show. I'll say I'll be back on Tuesday. Enjoy Indigenous Peoples Day. And then I'll come back and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day on Tuesday. I think I'll talk about it. Like I'll come with some stories and poetry and see what happens. Indigenous Peoples Day. So yeah, I'm not too worried about the government shutting down. I am worried about the people who, the congressional folks will get their checks if the government shuts down. I know they got a stopgap until November something or other. But the folks on the ground, they won't get back pay or any of that kind of stuff. The folks that clean and, keep the place open and running, they won't get back pay. I think that's grossly unfair. I wish somebody would say to congressional leaders, you know what? How about we put your paychecks on the chopping block? We think y'all make too much money. Imagine if we said that. I don't even know. I don't even know. So anyway, let me tell you what's going on in Black America. Let me see some news in Black America. Uh, oh, I have a whole news site that I could go to for news in the black community. Let me see if I can get to it. Yes, I can. See what's happening in Black America, because we care about things a little differently than our white sisters and brothers. Oh, we care about things. Don't get me wrong, but some of the things we care about are just a little bit different. I love this A Better Way Foundation pin. This is pretty. This rose gold is everything. Just FYI. So, I don't know. Is Biden catching heat for supporting historically black colleges? Is he catching heat for that? So, I guess they had a round table discussion inside the Roosevelt Room at the White House with the Board of Advisors on historically black colleges and universities. And the event included key figures like Dr. Tony Allen, chair of the Board of Advisors, and Delaware State University president, and Mayor Steve Benjamin, director of the White House Office of Public Engagement. So, so there's a whole story, and this is what their recommendations are centered on four critical tenets set by by President Biden and Vice President Harris. One, infrastructure investment, which yes, that this encompasses physical and technological infrastructure, aiming to align the quality of living and learning space with the top tier education that HBCUs offers. Meaning, the campuses need some help. These buildings need some help, and yeah, learning is happening. But as we learned in New Haven, a nice school is a nice school. A nice school helps children prepare. And so HBCUs, they need money to build up and clean up and take care of, crumbling buildings. Research capacity building. That means that they need that HBCUs have unique expertise across diverse disciplines, and that numerous institutions are poised to retain R1 status. Excuse me. Connected pathways. The president and vice president advocacy for industry collaboration ensures that HBCU students have genuine opportunities from matriculation to graduation studies. And we're starting to sort of see those relationships with Google and a couple of other big heavy hitters that are partnering particularly around science and technology and STEM and those kinds of things. We're starting to see those partnerships and solely working with HBCUs around a couple of things. So I've been running those stories in the inner city for quite some time. And number four, HBCU preservation and growth. Given their pivotal role in African American students' upward mobility, preserving and expanding HBCUs remains paramount. Because let me tell you something, contrary to what people say, and there are still people out there who think that HBCUs are second class. I mean, just look at your vice president, for God's sake. But you don't even, and that's just recent, but you could go all the way back. I mean, black colleges have already put in the work, done the work, and shown that they, Meharry Medical School turns out all the black doctors. The majority of the black doctors in this country are between Meharry and Howard. So, they're necessary. They are necessary. But we got to funnel more money to these schools so the kids could go to these schools. Because while overall college is out of reach for many, historically black colleges have always been affordable enough where folks can get quality education without going into ridiculous amounts of debt like they do at private white institutions. But even with that said, historically black colleges are still a little price point out of the way for a lot of people. And I know they do a lot of work at trying to make college accessible to everyone who wants to attend. But the cost of college is, as we know, is expensive. I don't care where you go, you know. So, you know, anyway, anyway, they've got a four prong approach to the things that they're thinking about for historically Black colleges. And I think I'm gonna run with this story next week in the inner city, because I think the more that I think about the more that I think about historically Black colleges, and there's enough historically Black college graduates in New Haven. I mean, even so much so that the New Haven Promise has a component of scholarship funds for kids going to historically Black colleges, um, and that relationship. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So because I always felt that way and I always thought that way, and if I could be a little bit more philanthropic, and I can't, but I wish I would funnel more money into that. Because I think historically Black colleges, I think kids, particularly kids of color, need a buffer of the world before they get into the world, and they need some shoring up, as folks used to say, some shoring up before they get into the world of white supremacy and white dominance. You need some shoring up, and HBCUs do that. And so I encourage any young person, and I know, listen, we are full of pride when our kids go to any college. We're full of pride if our kids go to Yale and Princeton and Harvard and Vassar and all the Ivy Leagues. We are elated when they get into schools that are not historically Black colleges, because those are the schools that they're choosing. And oftentimes those schools can make it an easier journey fiscally, financially, than historically Black colleges. We got a long way to go. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. But as we've seen time and time again through the course of history, that people are up for the fight. They're up for the challenge. They're up for the walk. They're up for the run. They're up for it. We've been up for it for a long time. So I will tell you the cast of characters that are coming on next week. I can't tell you that. I've got Robert Reardon coming on. He is a couples therapist, and he's going to talk about intensive, immersive therapy for couples, that they can do in a weekend, that would do the same amount of work that they would do in a 13 weeks of weekly sessions. I don't know. Do you put security guards at the door? I don't know. I can't wait to have that conversation. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, I've got Karen Droz. She works for they're going to come on and they're going to talk about the domestic violence walk. And we're going to talk a little bit about the domestic violence and why it's important to raise money and to stay diligent about this. As we have seen it just recently with, people being murdered by their spouses. And then I've got the other Malik Jones on Thursday. So I'm gonna be talking to them. Remember I sat in on their webinar the other night, and they're gonna be my guests next Thursday, and we're going to talk about this brother did 31 years for a crime he didn't commit, and in Connecticut overall has 30 people that have been exonerated, and half of those were from New Haven, a little more than half from New Haven. I'm still thinking about that common thread. What is the lowest common denominator? What is the connecting thread and all that? And then on the Friday the 13th, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I got a good week of talking. And listen, I am facilitating some conversations in the evenings, and I want y'all to know about. I am doing the independent reviewers that after Wednesday, the 11th, because the New Haven Independent has launched independent reviews, and there's a couple of folks from around the country who are going to be in our city, from the New York Times and from some other all points, other places, and they're gonna talk about how do you review art and all this other kind of stuff, which is something I love talking about more than anything. And then the New Haven Docs kicks off, and I hope people come to that. They're gonna be screening Black Barbie. I'm gonna be hosting the conversation with the director of that film. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's an evictions conversation that's going on. And that's coming up the following week, I believe. And then Friday the 13th, which for you creepy Halloween people, you love Friday the 13th. Okay, you got it. So yeah, so I'm doing a solving Connecticut's eviction crises panel on Monday the 16th. So 6:15. That's virtual. So you can go look around and see where it is, and log in. It'll be a good conversation. And I've already heard from people who are saying they want to hear about, their landlords, and want to hear what's this about. So cool. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll keep it rocking and rolling up in here. As we march into the fall, march into the fall, march into the fall. I mean, we're in the fall. We are in the fall, and it's yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but we are here for it. And even though it's going to be rainy, I think Sunday is your best bet to be outside frolicking. So if you got outdoor events on Sunday, I think you're good. Saturday, I think it's going to be a wash. It's going to be a wrap if you got outside stuff. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm trying to plan my day accordingly. So that I get the maximum use of time, so I can get some things done. And I really have to put away winter clothes, which I think I'm about to do, and do some cleaning up, because God knows I have a lot of messy mess. So I'm just gonna clean up some stuff and break it down. So anyway, back to Black news and Black. So the woman that Governor Newsom replaced Senator Feinstein with is a sister, and her name is LaFonza Butler. And I think she's being sworn in, or she's been sworn in, or she's already sworn in. And he had promised that he would put a Black woman in that seat. I think there were some rumblings that he wasn't going to do that. I mean, he had said he would do it, but then, everybody was floating their own sort of candidates or whatever. But, true to his word, because, Black women out here saving everybody. So I think she gets sworn in at some point. So she's been serving as the president of Emily's List, which is amazing and incredible. The fundraising platform that supports and funds women candidates and amplifies issues that disproportionately impact women. Emily's List was founded in 1985 by Ellen Malcolm and founding members Barbara Boxer, Ann Richards, Ann Wexler, and Donna Shalala. From 1985 through 2008, Emily's List has raised over $240 million for political candidates. Baby. So the move by Newsom could assist him if he should run for higher office in 2024 or 2028. Newsom has been rumored to be on a short list of Democratic candidates who could run for president if for some reason Biden or Harris are not options. but Newsom was recently asked about running for president and switched topics to policies that he believed the party could be focused on. And so LaFonza Butler will be yet another addition to the Congressional Black Caucus, which is now on the brink of having 60 members for the first time in its history. Can you imagine that? Oh, shoot. That now, listen, that becomes quite powerful because there's strength in numbers, right? So through the current membership of the Congressional Black Caucus is 58. And one more member is all but certain to enter Congress in Rhode Island after the resignation in May of Congressman Davis Cicilline. And so former Biden White House Office of Intergovernmental Affairs Deputy Director Gabe Amo won the Democratic nomination for Cicilline's seat, and the election is November 7th. Okay. So Butler will be the only Black woman in the Senate. Listen to me again. Butler will be the only Black woman in the Senate, but Delaware Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester is expected to win the Senate seat vacated by Senator Tom Carper. Carper announced that he would not run for re-election in 2024, and Rochester announced shortly afterwards that she would run for Carper's seat. And so throughout the career, LaFonza Butler has been a strong voice for working families, LGBTQ rights, and a champion for increasing women's representation in politics. So she says, I'm honored to welcome, so the governor said, I'm honored to welcome her to the United States Senate. Governor Newsom's swift action ensures that Californians maintain full representation in the Senate as we navigate a narrow Democratic majority. And so I look forward to working together to deliver for the people of California, wrote California U.S. Senator Alex Padilla in a statement. So there you have it. So this is why politics is so important. Although politics, as we know it, is changing as fast as we can imagine, and it's scary. But at least the Democrats walk into numbers that they've never seen before, and I'm telling you, that's a good tool of power. So high five, LaFonza Butler, and give him hell. Make Miss Feinstein proud, which I know you will. So the great debate is going on as we speak. I wish we could live stream it because it would be kind of cool to sort of, live stream it a little bit. It's the NAACP Connecticut Great Debate. And I believe it's Yale and Howard. I think it's a Yale Howard thing. I think. So, it's a big deal. Big deal. Big deal. Yeah, so. Anyway, while I'm quiet, I'm just getting ready. Just thinking about all the things that I'm thinking about. And it's Friday, so there's a filmmaking panel, filmmaking workshop #1, Independent Filmmaking 101. So it's got LaDonna Humphrey, Uneven Ground, Hannah Moots, What Time I Got Social Media, That Time I Got Social Media, and Stephen Deese, I Am Shakespeare. So it's Saturday, October 14th, 10 a.m. at the Navy Free Library. So if you're up next Saturday, October 14th, and you want to learn how to make films, or you want to hear about how to make films, that might be one to go to. That might be the one to go to. So I might be out and about in these streets all day on the 14th. Well, because it's my mother's birthday, and it would give me great pleasure to just sort of carry her in my spirit for the day as I move about the city. Because, next weekend I'm having the Afrofuturism Summit food discussion at Next Haven. And then the Amplify the Arts is from like 12 to like whatever. So that's the Hamden Amplify the Arts. And it's going to be at the Eli Whitney Barn. And so you should go because my friend, my Sora and great love, Karima, puts a lot of work into this. So you should go to that. So I think I have a lot I could lock into. There's a lot I could lock into. I'm excited. I'm excited, you know. Uh, yeah. So let's get ready. I mean, it's gala season. We're in it. And there's a lot going on. I think the fall is more busier than the summer. Or at least they're running neck and neck. If you thought you was going to relax for the fall, you are mistaken. There's all kinds of stuff to get into. Festivals, galas, and then we run right smack into holiday season. The holiday parties. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, jingle, jingle, jangle, jangle. Which I love, which I love, I love, I love, I love, I love, I love. So yeah. So there's a lot going on. Pick and choose accordingly. Pace yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So go to some things, not all things. See how you feel. You know. I never want to be too tired to go out. Because I just feel like when you're too tired to go out, you just march into your grave. I'm not ready to do that yet. Like I wanna be engaged. I don't want to just sit on the couch and do nothing. Sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes that is quite useful to sit, be still, and do nothing. But that's not how I want to. That can't be the standard order of engagement. You know. And I'm not suggesting that people go party and hang out all the time, but I do think there's some things that you could just go see and check out and be a part of and immerse yourself in because it opens you up and it creates more neurons in the brain to sort of think about things deeply and all kinds of things. So get up off that thing and dance till you feel better. That's all I'm gonna say. Get up off of that thing and dance till you feel better. Get up off of that thing. I mean, seriously, get out and see some of the city. I love this city. And if you love the city, there's so many good things to offer. And here's the thing about this town. You could go for 20 minutes or something and be like, okay, I saw this, I'm out. And no one would be like annoyed. So that's all. That's it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I didn't get a chance to talk this week about Tupac. There's a piece that we got a piece up on the New Haven on the Inner City News about prosecutors charged Nevada man for the murder of Tupac Shakur. Now this cat has been running around for years and years and years talking about he was in the car and all sorts of kind of stuff. I don't know. I haven't gotten into it, and I'm still not over the fact that Tupac was shot. And here we are, so many years later. It's ridiculous to me. Painful to me. But no case is a closed case. No murder case is a closed case. Uh, there's no closed cases in murder unless they're solved. And so this was not a solved one. So we'll see how it moves to the courts. You know. So anyway. So there's good stuff going on. You can jump on theinnercitynews.com and see what's going on in Black America around the country and in the diaspora, right? So I always try to run a couple of articles, what's happening on the continent. So feel free to drop over there, see what's happening. I know you people are arts paper readers. I know you are. So if you want to know what's happening, uh, there's a piece up, the Music Haven Fets Hispanic Heritage Month. So they had a concert, so that's good. There's something on library, our public Free Public Library gives Banned Books Week a literary boost. So that happened. But if you want to know more about it, go to the arts paper. It's all thing arts for your ass. How about that? And then if you want to really engage a little bit more locally, deeply local, um, get yourself to the New Haven Independent. And there's a piece up that Sheila Comone did about the author meetup on the other side of Yet. So that was really nice. That was good picture. Good pictures and good commentary. So I'll probably pull this and add some more pictures to it because I've got some pictures. And so high five New Haven Independent for just doing a little pictorial of it and a little blurb about it because it was such a good opportunity. And it was a rainy, rainy night, and people came out. Like it was such a rainy, rainy night, and people showed up, which was nice. And I enjoyed talking to Michelle Horde. Here's her here's her book, The Other Side of Yet. So um, she does speak to resiliency very well, and I was quite moved by her, and I was so glad that I got to have the conversation with her. So thank you again to the Sisters of the Links. I so appreciate y'all because it was a good conversation and it lifted my spirits. You know, I'm telling you, she was Miss Horde was a guidepost, and she didn't even know it. So thank you. So I'm out. It's the weekend, baby, and I'm gonna go see what I can get into. I got some errands to run, I think. I probably need some lunch, and I'll see y'all maybe Monday, maybe not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe not, Nora. Nora, take Monday off. We'll take Monday off. We'll be back Tuesday. We will be back Tuesday. So Nora, play whatever you want to play, girl. Find some good stuff to play in our absence. So enjoy Indigenous Peoples Day. And if there's some Indigenous Peoples Day activities out there, go immerse yourself in it. I might find myself somewhere. So I'll be back on Tuesday with Nora, because Harry's not back till Thursday. And I'll have a guest on Thursday. Why am I screaming? There's no need for me to be screaming. I am not in an arena. I'm just screaming my little heart out. So I'll be back with Robert Reardon on Tuesday. He's a couple therapist, and he's going to talk about immersive therapy. So y'all get ready. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Thanks, Nora, for holding it down. Thanks, Paul Bass. I'll represent well tonight. I'll see y'all later.